Yo guys, what is up? Moxsy here in our Borderlands 3 video for you today, and today we are updating my most popular build, my most viewed video, Fire Hose Moze, an absolute monster of a build. Today we're going to be updating the gear and the skills, and most importantly, what you guys have all been asking for, where those last 3 skill points are going. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I just tossed 3 skill points in here and made a video. If you watch me stream this, for every single build, we have teetered and toyed with every little skill point, and I can say that I am super happy with the placement of every skill point in this video. We put the 3 skill points in a gazillion different places, and this is what we found to work the best. So really happy to share that with you guys. I am going to apologize, and my apology will be at the end of the video for those of you guys that want to watch it. In the original Fire Hose Moze video, I made a mistake and I used a modded grenade, and people still hate me for it. And I want to have a sincere apology and discussion about it, so that'll be at the end of the video if you want to watch that. But today we're going to be showing off Fire Hose Moze, have some gameplay clips for you guys, and breaking down everything that makes this build so freaking nasty. Enjoy.
But that's alright.
Alright guys, let's get into the video. We're gonna put up the skill tree right now for you guys, so you don't have to watch any further into the video. This is the finalized Fire Hose Moze skill tree. I am super happy with every single point that we put into this skill tree, and I would not change a single one. I'm very confident in what we did here with this. Before we show and break down the whole skill tree, I just want to give it a general overlay of the mechanics that we're using here. So we're using splash damage, high fire rate, large magazine size weapons, the best of which that I've tried, and I've tried a lot, is the Kibsworth. We're going to be going around with a lot of alternatives to the Kibsworth because there are a lot of great alternatives. This is not a be-all, end-all weapon to this build, and I want that to be very clear. I was able to get a level 53 stopgap that dropped for me, which was awesome, with max health and boosters. That's not important. The big important thing is we got bonus incendiary on our shield, and it's really nice that we're using a stopgap because it's going to give us some more survivability. Big thing, cloning maddening tracker with on grenade throw, weapon grade, and action skill damage is super awesome. That anoint is not needed. That is a bonus. What is needed is a cloning maddening tracker. A cloning maddening tracker is that, and a Blastmaster are the only 2 requirements for this build. They are the only 2 hard requirements. You need a Blastmaster comm because this build doesn't function nearly as well without one, and you need a cloning maddening tracker because it gives this build so much survivability and DPS. Really recommend trying to get one. If you do not have one of these, join the Discord. We have plenty. People in there will give you dub. They're crazy. We have 15,000 people in the Discord. All right, plug over. So basically, what we're doing here is we're using a Blastmaster comm to increase our splash damage up to 100% increased splash damage, which is banana nutty. I have seen the weird interactions with the Green Monster Moze class mod. Tried it out. Not for me. We're gonna stick with our Blastmaster. Now, with that, we're using such things as the Kibsworth, and we'll go over the other weapons. But the whole goal here is to not reload. When we reload, we lose DPS and we lose survivability. Using the Blastmaster to do a lot of splash damage, doing a lot of splash damage with our grenade, which is also a great grenade for healing us. And we're using a stopgap and a last stand auto idle for more survivability. Now let's get into this skill tree. So everything that was decided on here was decided because of its utility and necessity in mobbing and bossing. There are a lot of cool things here that we decided on. I put these last 3 points pretty much everywhere. We tried full green tree, hated it. Not for this build. Some for the road is a awesome bossing skill, but we don't need it. If you want a pure bossing Moze build, I will refer you to Livewire Moze. There'll be a link right up there. But this is Fire Hose Moze. And Fire Hose Moze does Slaughter Shaft, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Does takedown, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And when we took these points out of the red tree, it was a humongous noticeable difference in our mobbing abilities. And so I really, really didn't like it. We put them in Scorching RPMs. I didn't like it. Too much fire rate from Scorching RPMs. We were having to reload. Not good. The perfect thing that we found, perfect balance, was 5 points into match set. When you have 4 matched weapons, you can get plus 40% magazine size. And this is what allowed us to never reload and keep up our DPS without any worries. It also increased our survivability because when we're doing more splash damage and not having to reload, we can constantly regen our grenades, and our grenades are going to be keeping us alive. So let's quickly go over an overview of the build. So this build excels with fire weapons. And starting off in the green tree, we're going to get bonus incendiary damage. Then we're going to increase our incendiary damage. A redistribution on your Blastmaster is a huge critical point. Really great if you can get redistribution on your class mod. Whenever you score a critical hit, you're going to get ammo regen. That ammo regen, once again, is very important because when we reload, we lose DPS because we're building up our splash damage to 100%. Magazine size, very, very helpful to help us not reload. These skills in the red tree are so good. When I went full green tree and I went into Slaughter Shaft, I did not survive the first round. When I went red tree and green tree in the original setup of Fire Hose Moze, no issues. Actually, a huge difference, and that huge difference is brought to you by Drowning in Brass. Whenever we kill an enemy, we get a stack of Drowning in Brass, increase our gun damage by 60%. 60% gun damage. And it decreases our fire rate, which, as we said, is a huge help because it'll help us not reload, which will in turn increase our DPS. Whenever Moze deals a critical hit, we get bonus incendiary damage. Once again, we're slapping people left and right with incendiary damage and bonus gun damage and damage reduction. Red tree with these skill points is so good, and I would not change them. Next, we're going Fire in the Skag Den. We got some things to talk about here, but bonus incendiary damage when we're doing splash damage. We're doing splash damage all the time for even more incendiary damage. Whenever we're doing splash damage, we get a chance to add ammo and grenade chance. That's why it's so awesome to never have to reload, and this skill helps us do that with our constant fire DPS and splash damage. We're able to sustain our grenades. We're going to pull the Holy Pin for crit chance with the maddening trackers. They actually hit very hard, so them being able to crit is even awesomer. Auto Bear is able to debuff bosses or mobs while we're shooting at them with target softening, which is very, very nice. Definitely worth the 1 point. Vampire for our health regen. Vampire with the maddening trackers and pull the Holy Pin is what gives us so much tankiness and survivability. You will not survive if you're out of grenades. You need to be able to throw grenades to keep your health regen up. That is why Vampire is so important, and that is why we need our grenades and more grenades. Super, super great. Lastly, if you do go down, it's great to be able to throw your grenades. And Short Fuse, my favorite capstone of any of the Moze capstones. Whenever Moze does gun damage, there's a chance of a secondary explosion centered on the target. The secondary explosion is 20%, which seems a little low, but when you're pumping out as much damage and fire rate as we are, that's plenty. And the secondary explosion is 75% of our gun damage. This is 75% of the gun damage on impact, not on the not on the card of the gun. So if I pop out an Iron Bear and I have 160% increased splash damage, and I'm increasing that by 25% with bonus 50% incendiary damage, when that bullet slaps an enemy, that secondary explosion is going to be 75% of that, basically giving an increase in their damage by 75% and getting bonus 75% damage, which is nutty. This build melts everything from bosses to mobs. Armor, don't give a hoot. Shield, don't give a hoot. It is ridiculous. Now I need to talk real quick about Stainless Steel Bear. Stainless Steel Bear does increase the damage of short fuse. Moxsy, why didn't you go Stainless Steel Bear? Moxsy, you always tell us damage equals good. Why didn't you go that? Because our Iron Bear anoints are so important. When we pop into Iron Bear, we get so much more damage. And when I didn't put any points into Grizzled, I found that I wasn't able to pop into Iron Bear enough. When you jump into Iron Bear, your ammo regens. So, like, if you shoot someone in the head with redistribution and then you jump into Iron Bear, you're going to get your ammo regen while you're in Iron Bear. Plus, your health stuff will start to refill when you're chucking grenades. So, Grizzled is super important. We pop out of Iron Bear, kill a few things, and we already have our cooldown back because we're only staying in Iron Bear for a fraction of a second. So, Grizzled is super, super awesome. Our Iron Bear anoints matter a lot more than the damage that we're doing with short fuse. So that is why I did not go Stainless Steel Bear. If you want to go Stainless Steel Bear, go for it. But in terms of when I went Stainless Steel Bear versus when I went Grizzled, I didn't have my Iron Bear up enough. And I need my Iron Bear, 1, for survivability, 2, to keep my anoints up, and 3, for all the utility that it has. So that is the finalized skill tree. Now, there isn't that much left to talk about. We are going to mention some substitute weapons. Now, this is the Kibsworth of everything I've tested. This gun is the best gun for this build. Some awesome, awesome substitutes are the Juliet's Dazzle. Juliet's Dazzle synergizes really well with our whole build here of never reloading. And it does a lot of splash damage. I have a level 53 one, which is great, and it works very, very well with this. Other options are a Wester gun. Wester guns are guaranteed drops and are similar splash damage SMGs. If you do not have a Kibsworth, I would use a Wester gun until you can get a Kibsworth. If you do not have a Kibsworth, once again, and you're tired of farming, hop in the Discord, ask for one, and someone will hook you up. In terms of other things to use for this build, if you want a boss, we got ion cannons, scourges, and other shit. A lot of these weapons I was able to grab off of Jolt's dude's save. He provided his save for the community, and the weapons that he had on it were a lot better than the weapons that I had. He is crazy rolls on every single weapon. So I will be sharing that, but I wouldn't have this stuff if it weren't for him. So thank you to Jolts for that. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Gonna have like a little apology at the end here, so if you want to stick around to that, totally do. But if not, guys, peace out. Have a good one. We're gonna be updating our other builds the rest of this week. So if you have a build that you're using that probably is less used, and you want me to update it, make sure to drop a comment of what build you're looking for that you want me to update. And lastly, we're on the road to 50k subscribers, so if you hadn't hit subscribed yet, make sure to do that. It really does help me out. Alright guys, peace, have a good one. Alright guys, apology time. Now, I could go on about this for a while, but I want to keep it shorter and sweeter. In the original Fire Hose Moze build, I used a modded grenade. At the time, I was only playing Amara, and I never used or looked at purple grenades because Amara never throws grenades. I never threw grenades at Amara. So it never even occurred to me, the thought never even occurred that the weapon or grenade could be modded. And it made me look like a dumbass because to everyone else it was so obvious that it was modded and I had no clue. From the bottom of my heart, guys, I apologize to all the people that went out and looked for a grenade that wasn't in the game. I apologize. It was an honest mistake, and I've tried to make up for it. I don't think that I should be labeled as some like horrible person for using a modded grenade. I did include another legit grenade in that save, and I showed it and said it was a great alternative. It was, and it is the grenade that we still use to this day. But I understand people getting upset with me about it. Once again, I'm only human. I made a mistake. I don't think that you should label me forever as some sort of like hacker modder man. I genuinely have no idea how to mod or hack or code or do any of that stuff. I just play the game and I just enjoy making builds. If you want to stop by my stream and have a chat with me about this kind of stuff, I'm super open to it. Totally do that. But I just wanted to apologize about that, guys. A lot of people really hated me for it, and I don't think that was fair. And I can't say that I'm sorry enough. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the apology. And yeah, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I meant no wrong by it. And I'm not trying to hide how good any of my builds are. I'm not trying to like fake you guys out because I dropped the save file. There is sincerely no hiding how good a build is or how well it performs when I'm dropping the exact save file with all my gear that I'm using. I genuinely think that when I'm labeling something as a good build, I believe it's a good build. I wouldn't be dropping the save files for my builds if I didn't think that they were solid and that they were worth using. So with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.